We're here at the south end of our research nursery in Stillwater and visiting with Assistant Professor John Dole, and he is a floriculture specialist in the horticulture department. And John, what are you doing outdoors? Usually when we think of floriculture, we think of greenhouse crops. What's going on here?
Well, we're looking at growing cut flowers outdoors, mainly during the spring, summer, and fall, to provide additional income for floriculture producers.
Great. Now what's growing right here?
These two beds are annuals. We have a variety of species here, and some of them are intended for fresh cut use, such as the celosia or the cosmos here. Others are intended for dried use, that is, they'll be cut and dried, and that's like the status.
Okay. Yeah, just a few minutes ago I cut some in our garden. I was talking about drying and keeping those. When you're doing research on how well they do, obviously you're trying to figure out the best way to grow them, but tell me about what you do once you cut them. Do you test them for keeping quality?
Yes. The first stage, we're looking at how well they do. Okay. What kind of production we get, how many stems per square meter we get, the production type aspects. Then we'll take a look at what we can do to make sure they last a long time, the post-harvest qualities. Yeah.
For instance, with celosia, once that is cut and used indoors, how long does it keep just at room temperature?
Generally a week, at least a week, sometimes 2.5 weeks, depending on how well they're taken care of.
I see.
If people replace the water and give them a little bit of preservative, they can last quite a long time.
That's great. So right for this summer, you have celosia and cosmos and status. Anything else here that might be new to gardeners?
The amoebium has been around a while, but not many people grow it. It's not very dramatic, but it's nice in with other flowers in an arrangement as a dried. It's a nice filler flower.
Yeah, it's pretty, and it feels like a straw flower. And is it related to them?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It has a similar shape and color.
I see. Now, what's this small one over here?
This is Cabosia. It's not so much grown for the flower as it is grown for the seed pod, which you have in your hand there. The seeds form kind of a ping pong ball shaped flower with a little star shape in the middle of each seed. And the seed pod is dried and used in arrangements.
I see. So it'd be, again, used to fill in.
Well, this would be more of a focus because it's more of a distinctive shape.
I see. With the round shape.
Right.
Well, now over across here, you're telling me you're doing some research on, is it roadside wildflowers?
Yes, some of these species would be suitable for roadside work, planting along the highways. Oklahoma has been working very hard to beautify the highways with planting wildflowers. There's still a lot of things that is not known about getting wildflowers established along the roadsides.
Well, did they just broadcast the seed now, or how is it planted?
Well, no. Broadcasting is how they started out, because we tend to think of wildflowers in nature and you just go out and spread the seed and they just take care of themselves. And it hasn't worked out quite that easily. So what they're using now are seeders that actually plant the seed in fields that already have other plants growing, and then that makes sure the seed is in the ground and
it gets the moisture it needs. And
exactly, right.
Okay. I know in northern states they talk about sowing wildflower seed over the snow and letting it melt into the soil, but we don't have that advantage here. So.
Well, I don't know if that's very successful either. It's kind of a nice image, but I don't think it works out
Probably
very well.
not. Okay, well, now this purple flower is Lisianthus. I recognize that, but I'm surprised to see it considered as a wildflower. Is that one that could be established along highways?
Yes, it could. Yes, it could.
Pretty.
It's a little slower establishing. We're looking at it in this case for cut flowers, for outdoor cut flower production, but it would also work along roadsides.
Okay, now what is the red flower we're looking at over here?
That's standing cypress. That flower is not native to Oklahoma, but native to Texas, which is just south of us. Again, we're looking at that particular one for cut flower production, but it can make quite an impact along roadsides.
Okay, well, now I understand that, of course, golf is really on the upswing so far as popularity goes, and a lot of golf courses are looking for ways to reduce maintenance from mowing. Are they interested in wildflowers?
Sure are, yes. They're looking at wildflowers in some of the rough areas, not the fairways certainly, but along the sides to provide color, provide accent, to reduce the amount of mowing that's needed in some areas. They'll still do a lot of mowing, but they can replace some of it with wildflowers.
I see. Well, great. It sounds like your twofold research here is working out well. We'll be looking forward to more information on growing cut flowers outdoors as a money-making crop, and hopefully you'll be seeing more color along Oklahoma's roadsides in years to come as we find better ways to grow wildflowers here. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.